Hello. So this is a little drop pod that I put together sort of haphazardly um, after I installed Midspace's ship unlimiter as well as the aerodynamic physics mod, because I originally had a sort of lifeboat that would fly from a ship to a planet, and the aerodynamic physics mod kind of broke it because it wasn't very aerodynamic. Surprise, surprise. So I cobbled together this little thing that literally just drops vertically from a ship and slams into a planet, um, just softly enough to not hurt you, but also to not be in a long free fall with a parachute. So it's pretty simple here. It fits into so it's small grid, of course, and it fits into 1x2 or 1x1x2 large grid space right here. I offset it up there a little bit, but yeah, it fits into this space, as you can see, and it's pretty simple to to mount it on any ship. Just build a little cage around it like I did here. I'll show in a second. So it's relatively simple, just a cockpit that once you get inside, you trigger this thruster, which is set to it has a thrust override, so it will run until you hit 0.1 g of planetary gravity, and then the thing will enter a sort of free fall or controlled flight with these dampeners that just keep it on course. And then once it reaches 400 or so meters a second, these little speed dampeners or governors or whatever will kick in to slow it down to reach to stay at 400 meters a second, basically. So that's how quickly the I guess the atmosphere entry speed should be, and then eventually all the way until you hit the ground. And then, about 270 meters above ground or so, it will trigger the parachutes and, like I said, land not too soft, not too hard. So I'll showcase it here in a second. So let us move inside the ship here. So this is the little thing that I cobbled together. You enter one of these cells, you close the door, you open this little hatch, and then it is connected via a small connector, or one of those new inset small connectors to the ship. So we're gonna enter, and all we need to do is press two buttons. That is to unlock the connector and start the thruster. So here we go. And we drop out of the ship. There we go. We're out of here. So we have a little camera. I'm gonna steer it towards that little beacon I have there, sort of close to it. So as you can see, the thruster is going until we hit 0.1 g of planetary gravity, which should be relatively soon. Here we go, we're already at 0.5, 6, 7, 0.8, or 0.08, sorry, 0.09, and then 0.1, and it cuts off. Now, these guys start to kick in. As you can see, we're going over 400 meters a second, so they're slowing us down. And I'm just gonna sort of level this thing with the surface, just to make sure I hit it at a good angle. There we go. Now we're going 400, and we're gonna stay around that speed until we hit the ground. As you can see, as we hit 270 meters, it's gonna pop the parachutes. There we go. So pretty simple. And then it has a stress beacon here that you can toggle. So sometimes it hits harder, sometimes it hits soft like this. It's a bit inconsistent. I really don't know what to do about that. I think it depends on the terrain, maybe your angle that you hit. Not sure, but yeah, that's about it. Pretty simple. So this is another example of how hard it can hit the ground. Basically, this is the hardest it will hit, and then dig itself in like this. It will only really destroy the bottommost layer because it has those blast door blocks, which are very durable. So yeah, this is pretty much as hard as it will land, and the previous example was as soft as it will land.